Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today I'm going to talk to you about Tile of the Week Thursday. Now a lot of you would already know what Tile of the Week Thursday is because it was an organic crochet along that our friend Sam over at Manfors Makes started 2 years ago in July of 2024. So from 2022 all the way to 2024, Sam had pledged to make each and every tile from this book here, 100 crochet tiles. Now, all of her yarny friends, including subscribers and YouTube content creators, decided that they were going to join her because she looked like she was having way too much fun. Now, I have told the story where I actually discovered Sam and Mike, her partner, because at one stage he was joining in as well, because they popped up on my YouTube feed and I thought, oh wow, a boy and a girl crocheting together, that would be interesting and fun. And it's been one of the best friendships formed. Now back to Tile of the Week Thursday. As I said, a lot of you have joined in, and if you put in the hashtag Tile of the Week Thursday, you'll see all the content creators that joined Sam. And if you go over to her channel, you'll see her playlist, because she actually made each and every tile, which I think is amazing. Because let me tell you, some of them were no fun, but because we did it together, it was. Now, I jumped on at tile number 25, continued to the very end, and in total I made around 70. I have got a tally for you in the end. And I endeavoured to put as many of those tiles as I could into projects. But the main project that I wanted to make was a blanket, as you can see here. And we'll talk about that and all of the other little makes that I've also included with the tiles. But I wanted to show you the yarn that I used, talk a little bit about the process, because I know that a lot of our yarny friends have the dilemma of what do they do with a huge quantity of squares that they've made with so much love and patience and commitment. And I'm referring to all that because I know that's what we did. And then you think, well, what am I going to do with all those tiles, all those squares or random shapes? Because there were different shapes in this book. They weren't just squares. There were also hexagons, some, like ornament looking ones, some square or rectangle, like oblong, and some circles and some octagons. So you did get a variety of shapes to work with. And as I said, a lot of people are very unsure what to do with their tiles in the end. So I put my mind to it and I came up with a few things. So the yarn that I used is all acrylic, 100% acrylic, 8 ply or DK weight marble yarn. Reason being, I had this quite readily available and I chose 7 colors that I'll show you because they're the ones I had the most quantity of. And I wanted the tiles, even though they were going to be different, and each and every one is, which is amazing, I wanted it to be like, to flow. At least they had that in common, that they had different colors in like the same color palette, all 7 colors, even though it was in different amounts. Some weeks it was 4, 3, 2, 1, 7. So up until 7, that's why I worked on 7. Now, this blanket and the projects that I'm going to show you, I absolutely loved revisiting how beautiful the tiles are, because at the time some of them frustrate you so much that you just don't want to see them again. But going back and seeing them, I did ooh and ah over them. So that's just amazing. I thought I'd share that with you. And with my DK weight yarn, I like to use a 5mm hook, and that's exactly what I did. For my tension, it works best. I do know that a lot of yarny friends use a 4mm, even a 4.5, I'm guessing, but 5 is my preferred hook. So again, the tension throughout, it was the same, using the same hook, the same yarn. So they had a lot of similarities, the tiles, even though they were very, very different as well. So the colors that I used, let's go, I guess, lightest to darkest. So I used the white. Now the white, I also used it to border the tiles and connect them as well. So that was the white, and then there was this beautiful, beautiful pale pink. And then there was this lovely apricot color, some yellow. Now these are my scraps here, that's why I'm showing you what's left. This beautiful green, and then this beautiful sky blue. I'm balancing it right, guys, there it is. And of course my all-time favorite, the beautiful lilac. So they're the 7 colors that I used, even though you can't see them perfectly, but they actually do You know, they're very nice to look at. I thought they were the same color palette, you know, more pastel-y, softer colors, and I absolutely loved working with them. And, you know, like I said, because I had plenty of it, I wasn't worried that I would run out. So what did I learn along the way, guys? Because this was a huge learning experience. I learned a lot about myself. I learned, well, let's go back to what I learned and then what I learned about myself. So I learned how to read patterns from different designers, because this book is made up with a variety of designers and they don't all write the same. It is a book that's written in US terminology, so that was really good because I'm very familiar with it, although I can translate it to UK. But it was just, you know, amazing to see how different even a word or two can make to how you understand a pattern. And then that led me to learning how to read charts, which was amazing, because for a very long time I was terrified of charts, would never even look at one. But I guess, you know, what is it? Necessity is a tool, you know, that leads us to learning new things. And I definitely needed to learn how to use a chart so I could get on with some of the tiles, because there were no tutorials for them, were they? I am such a visual learner and have been so spoilt by being able to click on a YouTube tutorial and just get on with the job. But in this instance, that book offered written and charts, which was great because I learned how to read charts as well. And then the other amazing thing was that I added to my crochet repertoire. I learned new techniques. So I've written here that we learned, so it was mainstream as well, like, you know, like normal squares. That's not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. And working in squares can sometimes be difficult as well, rather than backwards and forwards in rows, although some they did do that for. So I learned how to do inset and overlay mosaic, so I added that to my repertoire. I learned tapestry crochet. I had touched on all of these before, but you know, it was more intense now, so it was really, really good. I actually love tapestry crochet, I've discovered, so that's really, really good. I started off liking it, but now I love it. And then there was intarsia crochet, very similar to tapestry and yet so different. And I say that this is the one that taught me that it's okay to say, no, it's not for me. I did do a section of that tile, but I certainly could not finish it. My head just could not get around it. So I thought that's okay. I gave it a good go, and that tile is included in my blanket. So that was really good because I learned about myself that, you know, I tried my best. I pushed forward as much as I could, but I also learned when I had to say no. Stop, because this isn't going to happen and you're just torturing yourself. That's what it felt like. I didn't feel silly or that I would let myself down or that I was a quitter. I actually felt that I gave it a good go and that sometimes it's okay to say, no, this is not for me. Now, the most important thing I learned though is, reinforced my sense of community. And that's why we do crochet alongs. Even though this one was formed very organically, because Sam never intended it to be a cow, let me tell you, so many of us joined in. I'm calling it a cow. I love that community feel that we get, that we bounce off each other, that we cheer each other on. Josephine, our Yarny friend, she was one of the biggest cheerleaders, and boy did we cheer her on as well, because she joined in, and not only did she jump in around the same time I did, but she made all the tiles from, the start. She's completing projects from it. She came on each and every week, even the couple of weeks that I didn't, she did. And I made sure I showcased her tiles. Sam was, cheered on by Josephine, and in turn, Sam cheered Josephine, because, that's part of the community that we formed. And other people jumped on and off at different times. I don't want to rattle off any names because I don't want to forget anyone, but there were definitely people that said, I'm going to give it a go and see if I like it. And then we're probably doing it in the background quietly. And many of you would very well have just been doing that. But this was a huge community project, because after all, it did go on for 2 years. So that was something wonderful that came out of joining in this CAL as well, learning so much on so many levels. Now you're probably wondering, well, what did you make, Litsa? Well, a lot of you that have been hanging out with me at Coco's Crochet for a long time via our weekly podcast, you would have seen the progress of different things, and also heard me say at one stage I had decided that I definitely want to make a memory blanket with all these tiles, because I just thought it would be a wonderful way to capture all this amazing journey. And the wonderful thing is that in this blanket as well, I have also 3 very special tiles. So Sam and Mike were giving away their tiles, and I asked them if they could please send me a set, which they have, and I'll show them to you. And then I asked Josephine to send me the same tile, and of course I had made it as well. So all those 4 tiles sit together side by side, being that beautiful yarny community that we have. And then all the other tiles that I put in there are so beautiful, guys. Like I said, you forget how many you've made and how gorgeous they all are. Some I would never make again, but some I would definitely like to revisit. So a little bit of statistics for you, and then I'll show you the blanket, and I will try to put a photo in somewhere. Let's see how I go. So I pieced together in panels, so you would have seen me coming on, and if not, what I did do is every week or so I would piece together a panel of tiles that would kind of work together, because remember, they're all different sizes, if I didn't mention that. Some were similar, but I don't think any were the same. So I pieced together panels, and that's how I sewed them all on eventually. In total, I've put in 43 of my own tiles and 3 tiles, as I said, Sam, Mike, and Josephine's. Now, the blanket in total without the border is 52 by 59 inches or 132 by 150 centimeters. So that is a really nice size blanket. And the border is another 2 inches or 5 centimeters. So when I sit that on my queen size bed, it fits from the end of the bed up until where your pillows start. So I think that is a beautiful size blanket, and I'm definitely cherishing this. Now I'll show you the border, because the border is made up of all of the 7 colors, and it is the moss stitch. Let me pop my papers there so I can bring it up nice and close to you. So there's the border there. Very, very simple and absolutely gorgeous, and bordered it all in together. Now let me show you the 4 tiles that I was referring to, which are, I'll show you. So that one's mine, Sam, Josephine, and Mike. They are the biggest tiles in here, and I absolutely love them. Now I'll try to show you some. I mean, they're all gorgeous. Now this is one that I hadn't finished, so like I said, even the tiles that I didn't complete, I made sure that I popped them in here. So this one, I had done this section here, and then I added to it, and I added it onto this one. I absolutely love that one. I'm going to try to show you as much as I can. Look at that one. Oh my goodness. Some were 3D. I love that one. Look at all those, guys. I absolutely love these tiles. And then let's see, what else have we got here? Look at them. They're so, so pretty. That's another 3D one. So pretty, right? There's a lot of mosaic and tapestry and the mosaic tiles. So many of those. Look at that little green one. It's so cute. Like I said, I love them all. Let me just pop it around this way so maybe you can see it a little bit better. Look at that. Big snowflake. Some bobbles. Oh, I don't want to drop it on the floor. And maybe some more on this side. I'm not sure if now I've showed you those. So that's pretty much it, guys. Oh, how pretty are they? Like, seriously. Anyway, I'm so in love with this blanket. I have to tell you, it's one of my favorite blankets that I own, and I'm absolutely in love with it. So I'm glad I decided to put together a blanket. Now, the other thing that I made, and some of you may have already seen this, if not, I got 4 of the tiles here. I tried to make, like, get all the mosaic tiles. Aren't they gorgeous? Sorry, it's not a perfect angle. And I even used, see this little one in the middle? That was one that I didn't finish, but it looks like a little button or a flower, so I had to pop it in there. Oh, I can't squish it enough for you to see it flat, but it is a cushion, guys. And then at the back, I just did a solid granny square and just put it together. And inside, I actually have a cushion, a complete cushion, not an insert, because sometimes you find them on sale a lot cheaper than the inserts. And I did pick one that's like a creamy color so that it was very nice. You didn't see through it. And there you go. So that was cushion number 1. So I used 5 tiles for that one. even though one wasn't 100% now complete. It still made a beautiful button, I think, right there in the center. Now this cushion is 19 inches by 19 or 48 centimeters by 48 centimeters. So that is gorgeous. Now, I had 7 hexagons. In actual fact, I think there were 8, but I could only use 7, and I wanted to make a cushion. Now, I didn't want to make it into a cushion that was a hexagon because I thought it'd be very hard to, I didn't want to stuff it with stuffing, and I thought, how will I find a cushion insert that was a hexagon? And I thought a round one would be easier to find. So I used 7 hexagons. Look at this, guys. I love this. It's so much more rounder when you see it like in real life. So they're the 7 hexagons there. I'll rotate them so you can see them. They are so, so pretty, guys. And the one in the middle. And then I made 6 of these triangles. So 6 triangles. And then I stitched it all together, and it made like a circle. And I made a giant circle in the back. And inside here is an actual square cushion insert, and I squished in the ends and I rounded it off as much as I could. Now, I didn't actually measure this. I've got a tape measure here. I'm just so curious, sorry, I'm leaning over, what the circumference of it is. So let's do this together. From there to there. Let me grab my glasses. I should have written this already, but I did forget. But I have been curious because this one is quite big. So it's 25 inches or 64 centimeters in diameter, not circumference. So across. I think that is a really nice size cushion, and I think this is going to be one of my favorite cushions, guys. So that was cushion number 2. So let's pop that over there. And I'm calling it my roundish cushion because although when you lay it down flat, it's rounder than what it looks like here, I still think it is absolutely gorgeous. And I got to use, as I said, 7 of the hexagons, which was really good, out of 8. And I only had to make 6 little triangles. And then I made a couple of mandalas. Now, those of you who know how much I love mandalas, and I love popping them on the wall. And I did use 2 tiles. And here underneath here is a metal ring, so 2 metal rings. How pretty are they, right? Giant earrings. Absolutely love them. So that was those 2 there, and like I said, they adorn your walls and they're absolutely gorgeous. I love that this one's got the 3D texture. Did you notice that? There we go. Very, very pretty. And then I also made a wall hanging. I still haven't connected the strap, but I do have to find a place for it. So I just, this was the actual tile itself. It's so, so pretty. So I added a rod and some tassels with some wooden beads, and voila, you have a beautiful wall hanging. I think that that is so pretty, guys. So that was another tile used there. So the next project that I had is what has delayed me from, showing you all of this for so long. I had made a little bag. Now this bag, I used 2 of the squares that were pretty much the same colors and same size. I did border them with white. Let me do that. Two very pretty tiles. I did line it as well because it is very, very lacy in some areas, and I didn't want things poking out of it like my keys and things. I did line it, and I did stitch. I did cheat a little bit because I actually hot glued use my hot glue gun to put in the lining, so I didn't have to stitch it. And I wanted to either crochet a long handle or make an I-cord, but I'm currently battling with my Addy egg knitting machine, so we'll have to wait. But in the interim, I did put on a chain handle. I'd like it to be longer ideally, but it actually looks quite nice like that too, I thought. So you know what? It's not as bad as I thought. It would hang it off my wrist, but this is definitely going to be used. I absolutely love this little bag. So either way, it's, if I do manage to change the handle on it, I will let you know, but it is still very usable. So that was another 2 squares there. And now in total, where are we? I've used 59 squares. I have 11 left over. I'll show you them. and I did make, what's that, 70 in total. Now I absolutely love these couple of squares here, and I'd like to maybe make some more in the future and make a different project, but I'll have to think about what that is. But that's okay, because I absolutely love this tile and I have no regrets in making it at all. This is actually a fave here. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an octagon. How beautiful is that one? Absolutely love that one. And this one, I'm in love with it too. I think it is so pretty, but I have no idea what to do with it at the moment. It'd make a very cute doll blanket, wouldn't it? Now, these are the ones that I said were like ornaments, so I guess you could use them. Oops, it's sort of flapping the wrong way, but I think that they're very pretty as well. That looks like an eye. So they're very, very nice. This one, you know, you could actually turn into another mandala, I guess. Again, very, very pretty. As you can see, all the colors, they match and marry. This one I didn't even sew in the ends. I'm not sure what I would do with that. It's actually, it looks like a bit of a doily. Maybe I could use it to pop a little vase on, or maybe a pot plant. I've got plenty of pot plants up here. And then there were just these leftovers. These are mosaic? No, this one's mosaic crochet. This one, I believe, is tapestry. They're very, very pretty. This is the last of the hexagons that I didn't use. And this was a mosaic one that I absolutely did not finish, but I didn't have the heart to throw it out, so I've kept that. So I'm counting that as number 11, even though it's not complete. So that's it, guys. 70 squares. I jumped on at week number 25. I had an absolute ball joining in this Tile of the Week Thursday, and I cannot thank Sam, like I said, from Manfors Makes Enough. Please go and visit her if you haven't already done so. You will absolutely love hanging out with her. And she does have a complete playlist on each and every tile. Because like I said, some weeks there were tears, some weeks there was anger, some weeks there was joy, because we couldn't believe how easy it was. But each and every week we had fun. Each and every week we were challenged, I'd say, pretty much. Each and every week that community feel was present. And you know what? I think that we're all winners in the end, because we all cheered each other on and we got there. We finished the book in July of 2024 when we made the last tile. I think there was like a communal, we're done. And that was amazing. It was just amazing. But yeah, I would not have changed any of the experience, not 1 week. And I cannot believe how quick the time went. So thank you once again for joining me, so I could do a little recap of Tile of the Week Thursday. All the wonderful makes, look how big this is, all the wonderful makes, you know, that I managed to put together. I'm so proud of myself, because I really didn't want to just have the tile sitting there. I know a lot of people did, and Sam was very generous and kind to send out all her tiles to us all across the world. Many of you have some in your possession too, which I think is amazing. Again, we're one big community, guys. So for now, I'm going to say thank you. I hope you're all keeping well. And until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.